Here's something that's totally bothering me, and it's this Tour PIP, player incentive program, player impact program, whatever you want to call it. This is the PGA Tour's way of giving away money, I guess, to players who have a lot of reach on social media. I guess that's an easy way to say it, right? So those of you on the PGA Tour who post or do things and you get a lot of engagement, a lot of social media presence, we're going to give you a bonus of that. And that bonus is going to be $10 million for first place guy, and then it goes down the list. So the top 10 are going to make a lot of money. Free money, just bonus money, right? It's a way of us, what is that, right? What are they trying to do here? Let me know your thoughts. Like, if you think it's something different, let me know. Comment down below. What is this good or bad? Personally, I think what it is this. It's a way for the tour to get some free advertising. So you on your own as a tour player go out and you do stuff, and hopefully it sheds good light on the PGA Tour and what they're doing, and then we get free marketing from your social reach. Great for us. And then we'll reward you from a monetary standpoint. We'll give you lots of money. And it's kind of like a contest. It is a contest because first place gets the most money and so on and so forth. But then what we're not going to do is tell you how we calculate first, second, third through 10th. We're just not going to let you know how we gather the data that puts you in first place or 10th place or 11th. Poor guy gets nothing. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Pros and cons here. The pros are, hey, you get money and the tour gets publicity. Fantastic. That's good, right? It's good. I like kind of what they're doing. It's not horrible. Like, it's a good, let's say, marketing strategy. And social media is growing and growing and growing. And certain people reach different segments of the population. That's great. Everybody's trying to reach a younger demographic. Not that younger is better. It's just as people age, you have to fill that in. You have to backfill it with younger people. Younger generation has to come in and fill it up. So that's what you want. Plus, in terms of, let's say, growing the game and that type of thing, the younger audience, if they get in, they stick around a lot longer. Ultimately, they're going to invest their time, effort, energy, money into the sport in one way or another. So it's a financial strategy to get more money. Right. Every company wants to do this. You don't want your core to age out and then have nothing left. Then you're just left with nothing. And it's kind of like, there's sports out there that unfortunately have gone this route, and then they're scrambling all of a sudden, like, well, how do we get this viewer, because our ratings are dropping dramatically. So what do we do? And then you're forced to change your sport so much that it freaks people out. So you don't want to do that either. If you change, it should be a gradual thing, and this is something that should be implemented into your marketing strategy permanently. It should always be happening. All right, so here's the challenge. Here is the challenge with this, right? You, as on the PGA Tour, you are an independent contractor. So you play or not play events, and you pick and choose what works best for your schedule. Where you play well, you're going to play. Where you don't play well, you're not going to play. Now, the tour wants you and tries to incentivize you to play events that you typically don't play. So this is tricky because you take Harbortown golf links. That's a very narrow, you got to be super accurate. It's a different style of a golf course than, let's say, Torrey Pines, where it's a much bigger golf course. You don't have to be as accurate. It's not so tree lined. You could play out of the rough. You can't play out of the trees. It's a little different kind of strategy. So these two different types of courses, you may say, dude, I play well at Torrey Pines, but I do not play well in these tree-lined courses because it just doesn't fit my eye. I'm a little off, and then when I'm off, it's super costly at this course, not so much over there. Plus, maybe I don't like The greens at Torrey Pines, the Poa annua greens, I don't putt well on those, so I don't want to go there. I want to go play at Bermuda. And my game is much more suited to this style of golf course. So you go there, right? So those types of things affect the schedule you choose. Well, the tour wants you to include some of the ones you don't normally play, right? So that's challenging. Now, with regard to the PIP, the player program, and making the money, what you're doing is you're encouraging these players to then go on social media. Here's the challenge with that, is when you take your focus in golf off of what you do, your game is going to drop. Think about this. Like Tiger Woods won the Player Impact Program. He's not on social media. He has people on social media for him. He does very, very little, but because he's Tiger Woods, he sends out one tweet and he's in first place, right? He does very little. He hits a ball, he's in first place because he's Tiger Woods. So you're not playing with the same deck here. These other guys, like Ricky Fowler, he goes on social media, his game disappears. These guys like Bubba Watson, who do more social media stuff, their games are not as sharp. They're not as consistent week in and week out. They're not there. Bryson DeChambeau does a whole YouTube channel now. He does a ton on social media. His game drops. He gets injured. Okay, injury may have played into that, but nonetheless, your game, your sharpness drops. You look at a guy like Scotty Scheffler. I don't see him on social media. He's not out there. Oh, number one player in the world right now. Just won the Masters. What do you know? Scotty, don't get on social media. Stay off of it. Just stay focused on what you do. Tiger never did it. Obviously, that was a little bit before. His time was before that social media that we have today. But those who grew up in it now, when they are consistently on social media, their games drop. I hope you college kids out there working on your craft, trying to make it on a tour, realize that when you start putting your TikToks out there, your tweets, your stuff, your focus starts shifting. You start listening to all the noise of social media, and it will affect your game. Same thing happens when you start getting involved when you're on tour in this player impact program, this player incentive program, whatever you call it. Like, it will take your focus off of what you're doing, and now you're thinking, oh, how do I make some money? What place could I be in? How are these looking? Oh, let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. Let me do that. No, practice your putting. Yes, it's more fun to make a TikTok jumping and hopping and dancing in a bunker than it is working on your 3-foot putts for 4 hours. For sure, I would rather do one versus the other. But if you want to have success on the tour, you have to do the other. You have to do that. You have to stay focused beyond belief, because if you don't practice your focus when you're out there on the golf course, you're going to wonder why 46-year-old Tiger Woods is whooping you, and you are healthy, young, and you have all the physical talent and time in the world to do everything, but because your focus isn't as good as the other guy's focus, forget it. You're out there. Forget about that player program. Go practice your craft. Stay off of trying to capture the elusive carrot that they dangle out in front of you. And I'd say that's the difference between great and just kind of average. Is the greats say, no, I'm not going to worry about the other stuff. I'm going to focus on one thing and one thing only, razor, laser-like focus. And that's all I'm going after. And hey, one day when I need to take a step back and relax, then I'll do the other thing. But until then, stay away, baby. Stay away, in my opinion. It is something that will destroy your game, and you'll find yourself bouncing around mini tours real quick because you're chasing a couple bucks. You don't need that. You need longevity and a long-term career. So in my opinion, that is bad news. What do you guys think? Comment below. Let me know. See you soon.